All right. Sweet. Now we're live. All right. Good evening. This is Andre down here in Jacksonville, Florida, of Overcoming the Odds, and we got another good treat for you this evening. As far as somebody who's had tremendous success online, and he'll be humble and he'll be the first one to tell you that it doesn't really matter what your background is. Anybody can do this when you just really choose to apply yourself. So, without any further ado, let's go out to New Mexico real quick.
Hey everybody, Aaron Martinez here. In case you don't already know, we're here every week, and yeah, just happy to be here today, especially for the guests that we've got coming on board. Really, really good friend of mine, and yeah, you're in for a real treat today. So I'm going to leave it at that. So I'll pass it on to California right now.
And that would be me, Patricia Henry. It is 100 degrees out here today, guys. So I'm like, if you see me doing this, I am burning up. We have the fans going. We try to keep we don't use our air conditioning and everything, but despite being hot, this is going to be a hot live show because, like I said, we have our special guest on. I have met Alex I think, Andre, you introduced me to him in Vegas last year. And that's one thing that I love about our business here. We all have met online first. That's how we have seen each other, and then we met at the events. In some cases, we meet, at the events, and then we get, we make Facebook friends or Twitter friends, Instagram friends, whatever. But it's just wonderful to have Alex on, and I'm looking forward to your story and see what you share with us on this wonderful live show that we're having, Overcoming the Odds Determines Success. So let's take it out to the UK for Neil.
Thanks, Patricia. Hey guys, my name is Neil Henson, and currently it is 11 UK time, but always my favourite time of the week being here with you guys. And yeah, tonight it is going to be a special treat with our good friend Alex. And I did actually have the privilege of meeting Alex. It was only very brief, unfortunately, but I did actually get to meet him at our last event a couple of months ago. So very nice to meet him, and you'll be in for a treat when you actually hear everything that he's got to share with you. So make sure you get pen and paper, take notes. I know I'm going to be taking notes. So yeah, just make sure that you keep your eyes peeled and just take notes as much as you can and just apply what you learn. So with that, I'm going to send it across to Ian.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm going to just share this quick story that I was talking to Andre about when I first got on. And I'm in Clarkford and the UK, and proving that you don't need to be highly intelligent to get involved in this business. I actually went through the group chat and then got on a hangout, and it turned out to be last week's hangout. So I was just sat there for like 30 minutes before we got on, wondering why nobody was getting on this hangout, and it turned out to be last week's hangout. So that kind of proves that you don't really need to be that intelligent to make this work. Yeah. So yeah, coming out here on the farm. I have something to do with Alex, but I have no idea anything about him, so look forward to learning more. And yeah, pass it over to Andre.
All right, all right. And this is going to be kind of fun this evening because this has been something that personally between Alice and I, this has almost been 2 years coming. We've been trying to get up with each other, trying to get up with each other. Just for whatever reason, just have not. Almost about a year and a half ago, there was a system that had opened up within our community, and that's pretty much when we first got a chance to meet. And it was kind of funny because I was like, it was in the Facebook group within the community, and I was just like, all right, if you haven't done a hangout at all, it's like, who wants to just come on with me and just mess up? Lo and behold, here comes Mr. Bender coming out of nowhere. We had a good, my goodness, had it been about half an hour to about an hour talk. We just got a chance just to relate, and we connected just like that. It was pretty sweet. So, this is something that, to be honest with you, what he's going to share, because he's been on a roll in this business. So also, to keep in mind, results are not going to be typical whatsoever, so because our average earnings are, they do vary, but guess what? They're very possible. So, yeah, you can see the income disclosure below, too, but, he'll, as I mentioned earlier, he's going to admit it as far as, being humble as he is too, and this is straight up as real as it can be. And this is something that, to be honest with you too, here we go. You're not gonna want to sleep around on this either. You're not gonna want to sleep around what he has to share. So I'm kind of stoked for my brother from another mother from down under has got to share this evening. So Mr. Bender, come on out, man.
I can't believe you just posted that photo again. I'm gonna kill you. Oh my god, man. Crazy bastard you are. No, I'm excited to be on here, man. I really appreciate you inviting me. And yeah, I know most of you guys on here, and it's just amazing, and it's an absolute honor to be invited on. And yeah, like Andre said, like when we first met on that bloody hangout, well, you didn't know how to do a hangout or something, and I didn't really know how to do one, so we just jumped on and said, let's see if we can work this out. So boom, and we just kept in contact, and it's like, what was it? It was about 10 months ago. We go, oh well, I'm gonna go to Vegas for the company event, and I reached out to you, said, you want a freaking roommate? And he goes, oh, I don't know. And then he calls me up like a week before or 2 weeks before or something. He's like, yeah, can I jump in and be your roommate? I go, yeah, cool. So we've been great mates ever since, and no, it was awesome. I wish I never freaking shared rooms with him just for that photo alone. Just with my Darth Vader mask.
It's all good, man. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. Yeah, gotta ask though, man, because I don't think I ever got a chance to ask you. I know we did talk with each other a year and a half ago, but how did you get started online? Because I know we both started offline home-based business, so we understand that far background. But I forgot how you started online exactly.
Well, my home business journey started way back when I was 17, and my mum was in Amway, and for some reason I just listened to the tapes and I said, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to retire by the time I'm 19, and this is going to be great. And so that's what got me involved in home business, and I did it for years, and I think I sponsored like one person or something. It was insane. So, but then I left that for a whole lot of years, and I was at a time when I had another business. I actually sold espresso coffee at the back of a van. I drove around construction sites, and I used to make cappuccinos, lattes, flat whites, everything, and I'd sell pastries and soda and anything that like a construction guy, like big guy like me, that freaking eat really crappy foods are gonna love. So I used to do that. Used to drive around, and so I've always had an entrepreneurial kind of spirit. And one day a friend from high school posted something on her Facebook wall, and I go, what the hell is she doing? And posted all this kind of crap, and so I just messaged her and said, hey, what are you doing? And so we just had this bit of a chat, and that sort of, she was doing some like expensive personal development company, and that got me into home business online. And I thought about it because I've always been a Facebook junkie ever since it started. I was a MySpace junkie until it died. But yeah, that's how I really got online, because I saw it. I thought, well, you can make money on the internet. But yeah, it just worked out that product was just way too expensive, and I didn't know how to market because I'm a hillbilly, right? And so I just sort of worked out how to get my Google AdWords account shut down, and I worked out how to get my Facebook account flagged, and I worked out how to not get any leads. So that was a good lesson in what not to do. But that's how I got online. So yeah. How's that for you, Andre?
No, because I was kind of curious about that, because as far as how you got online this specifically, because I knew about the other company, of course, the Big A. Nothing against the Big A whatsoever. What did they do for home-based business is for itself, but we're not getting into that. All right, guess the next question will be, how do you get to the community that we're a part of?
Well, that was interesting, right? Because I was part of that other company, and there was this lady that she was earning good money, like so everyone thought, and then all of a sudden she just disappeared, completely disappeared. And like 4 months later, I just reached out and said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "Hey, I found this. It's really good. I'm really loving it. You can check it out if you want." So I had a look. I checked it out, and everything made sense. It was like I have been missing this online my entire time I've been on the internet. It's just like, okay, I needed to work out how to market online, and this solved that. I needed to learn how to do blogging. That solved that. I needed to learn how to like just relate with people, and that solved that. I needed to learn all different things. It's like, oh well, why did not I know about this freaking years ago? And that's how I found our community. And it's just like, it was just through connecting with a friend, pretty much, because we connected at a previous company event, and I was really good friends with her and her husband. And it's like, okay, well, what happened to her? Disappeared. And yeah, so that's how I got here, man. And it was the best decision of my life, and it was actually going to events. So that's what I'm always the big thing in going to events. Seriously, I even met this crazy guy, I met most of you guys on the panel, and if it wasn't for another event, I wouldn't have even met any of you guys. So, yeah.
Wow, isn't that something? You guys, I know you guys got questions too. Come on out. Come on out.
I'll come out and jump in here. So, Mr. Bender, how's it going down there? You're like 16 hours ahead of me, which is hard to believe right now, right? Like it's what, like 8 a.m. where you're at? Is that correct?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it's amazing. Like, 'cause this hangout, like, how many different time zones are we on right now? It's got to be at least 4 or 5 different time zones. It's just insane. And we're all just be able to get together. But yeah, 8 a.m. Saturday morning, and yeah, I just finished my breakfast. As I was like chatting with you guys, I was scoffing down a croissant and then drinking my coffee. So that was awesome. But Aaron, I can't call you Aaron anymore, right? Because now, as of Pat Patterson call you, you're just Mr. New Mexico, right?
Mr. New Mexico, yeah, that's Mr. Pat Patterson, I guess, coined that term for me, Mr. New Mexico. So maybe that's how I should brand myself. I don't know, but anyway,
that's kind of cool. I like that, Mr. New Mexico.
I like it. Yeah. So, Alex, you came into this business, and then I'm sure you had some hurdles you had to get over when you got started, because it was something totally new. I know for myself, I had done some previous network marketing, endeavors in the past, and they were nothing like what we're doing. We're totally leveraging the power of the internet, and being able to talk live like this is a miracle in itself. Like this is cool, and you can do this at a moment's notice, and we do this all the time among this group here. But what I want to know is, what's been your biggest hurdle, and what was that big breakthrough that you had, and what did you do to overcome that hurdle?
My biggest hurdle was, I guess, the fear of like doing stuff like this, but like doing live stuff. Like I've always said, I've got a face for radio, right? And I've always struggled with doing live stuff. I've struggled with being in front of a camera. The way I overcame that in itself is just branding myself with a hat, because I just love wearing a hat, right? I always wear my cowboy hat when I was on the farm, because hey, yeah, I used to be a farmer, and I used to be a construction worker and everything, and I just wake up in the morning, chuck my boots on, chuck my jeans on, chuck my hat on, and go out on the farm, and it was great. So that was sort of my comfort zone, and I sort of had to find something that I was comfortable with. So it's what I call now my marketing hat. I've got my marketing hat on, even though I wear different kind of cowboy hats. I just feel more confident and everything in that. So that was something that I overcame. Doing live stuff, doing any kind of video, anything at all. And the way I actually overcame sort of video was I just did it, right? That's the biggest thing, like, because I was scared shitless, right? Absolutely scared shitless. And I would make any kind of excuse not to shoot a video, not to do anything. They said, oh, you've got to create a bridge video. So I go, okay, well, it has to be in a perfect location. It has to be, the weather has to be great, and I don't have a very good camera, so it's going to pick up the wind, so I have to wait for a day where it's not windy. And so then I'd find some place, and I'd get the right location, and then I didn't even know what I was going to say because I sucked at doing video because I procrastinated for so long. So I just worked out that what I've got to do is I just got to go and do something. And I've got to do something every day. And I've got to keep on doing it, and I've got to keep on doing it, and I've got to keep on doing it until you get better. Now, I don't know how many videos I've done, but it's multiple hundreds now. And I still suck at video. But at the moment, it's okay for me to turn the camera on, to speak on a hangout like this. I know none of you guys have been guests on my new show, which is called Beer with Bender, which I'm going to get Aaron on there. And if I can ever get Andre to actually drink a beer, I'll get you on there too. But yeah, well, what is that with you not drinking beer with me, man? Anyway, so yeah, I created this show, and the reason I did it was so I could get more comfortable in doing hangouts and stuff like that. So whatever your fear is, you just got to dive all in and just do something. I don't know if that. I think I went on a tangent there, but I don't know if that helped at all.
No, that's exactly what I was looking for, and I can totally relate to that because I've always been very introverted. I never wanted to get in front of a camera. That was my biggest hurdle too. Was like, okay, how do I put myself out there without putting myself out there? Like, I wanted to just kind of like hide behind my computer and make money when I first got in, right? Then I realized it's a self-improvement journey. You gotta dig inward and work on yourself to really be able to impact, a large audience. And once you do that, and once you decide, I'm just going to do it, I'm going to go for it, there's going to be people that may ridicule me for whatever. People are already ridiculing you anyway. It doesn't really matter, right? Like, it's like everybody has the same insecurities in one way or another. And once I realized that, hey, I'm doing something that most people are not doing by just turning on a camera, right? Just the mere switch of the on switch for a camera and turning it on and posting the video, that really just got me to where, like, now at the drop of a dime, I can just turn on a camera and say something, even if it's real brief, whatever, and just put it out there, see who responds, see who engages with it, and then get a dialogue going, get a conversation going with them. And that's what's helped me. So, like, being able to be on this side of it and actually interview, like, be involved in interviewing you and others, it's been a real treat for me, and it's helped me to get out of my comfort zone. So it's definitely, like, it's the biggest thing. Like, the biggest hurdle is always, it's usually something to do with ourselves. Like, no matter what it is, we have something within us that holds us back, or that makes us think we can't do it, or that we're not good enough, or we're not like the gurus, or we're not like somebody else who's having success. But the thing you got to realize, you don't have to be like anybody else at all to do this. You just have to put yourself out there and just do it, like you said. So yeah, thank you for that.
It was one thing that actually was on our team hangout we did the other day. Is one of my mentors, he said he's doing this like search for different kind of, on a Facebook ad. He's going, I want to find more Alex Benders, and it's just like, I just put on there and said, there are no more Alex Benders. You're just looking for different kinds of people. Everyone is different, but you got to put yourself out there. And one other thing, video is king. I don't care what anyone says. I struggled big time until I actually started doing video. And everyone thinks internet marketing, because we're not in internet marketing, we're in relationship building. Like, we're connecting with people. I got stuck in the thing of, oh yeah, I'll just buy a whole lot of traffic and I'll get rich on the internet. I'll just keep on buying clicks and buying clicks and buying clicks. But that shit don't work. It really doesn't. Unless you are a freaking guru, you have to actually connect with people, and the best way to do it is with video. So, well, one thing that we did, Aaron, when we were walking from the event, I think a month ago, and I was just having a chat too, and I just turned the camera on, right? And I said, give us a freaking success tip, and we were just walking down with my bloody smartphone. We just had a chat. Now that stuff, like I had someone sign up from that, so I thank you for that. I owe you a beer. Because they said, I really just loved that video. Because we were just in the now, and we both were just relaxed, walking down the hallway, just having a chat, and people thought we were nuts because I was holding the phone and having a chat, having a walk, but when people can see that we're just normal, everyday people walking down a hallway, giving advice to people all around the world.
That's awesome. That's cool. Like that's really awesome to hear that, because that's actually the screenshot that I used to promote this hangout today. Was a screenshot of us walking down the hall.
No, that was cool, man. I actually the reason why I was doing those, right, is because the week earlier, our company owner and freaking legend Dave Wood said, what you want to do, instead of take photos with everyone, take videos. Because not only are you going to get better at doing videos, people relate to you a lot better, and they just love it. And I was just trying to work out ways to actually do videos with people in a really relaxed way. And the way with you and me, when we just walked down the hall, that was just gold, man. It was one of the best interviews I had the entire time, and it was not scripted, not nothing. It was just turn the camera on and just do it. Loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. It was totally unrehearsed, just on the spot, and just said what was on our minds, and those are always the best ones. Like I love just the impromptu, spontaneous type of things where you just got to think quick on your feet. I did that with Neil when I first met Neil in Orlando. I was just like, here, Neil, we're doing an interview. Let's see what you have to say. And I turned the camera on, and me and Neil did a video together. So that was really cool too.
Yeah, it's all about video.
If I can, I was just gonna ask, because in light of what Aaron just said, it's like you flick on a camera, and I personally think, I mean, this is one of my biggest holdbacks, is like you put so much focus on, I'm going to do a video, and you get so overwhelmed because you think not so much about the fact you're doing a video, you think about who potentially is going to see it, and that in itself can kind of overwhelm you. So if you've got would you have any kind of advice to people that kind of struggle with getting in front of videos? Bear in mind you've actually struggled with that yourself. How did you overcome the actual video apart? Can you give anybody any advice in regards to what you did to try and overcome that fear? And I know you said just do them and do them, but is there any? Can you give any other advice at all?
There's all kinds of different things, but I think the main thing is get focused and have a purpose for your video. I know Dave Wood always says this, like make an intention for doing your video. I went to a little Australian event just before Christmas, and I was having a chat with some of the guys, and we all started shooting videos, and it was all good. But I always struggled with doing whiteboard videos and giving information and stuff like that. And I had a chat with Brian Couch. He's an amazing guy, one of my great friends now, and he just gave me some advice. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was just more like get focused, set an intention, and I didn't write down a real big script, but what I did was for this one particular thing, I actually shot a 3-part video series. They were all about 5 minutes each, and I did them all one take. And I've never ever done that before. Normally I take like 20 or 30 times to get a good video. But what I did was I wrote it down on the whiteboard, and I just did little bullet points what I was going to talk about on that video. And so I just talked to the camera, I just looked straight at it, gave advice, looked at the whiteboard, pointed to something, and just kept on talking. And it was almost like I'm talking to you guys right now, and I just feel like I'm just talking to one person. And I think that's what it's all about, making sure you're talking to one person and you have some kind of idea what you want to talk about and have a good outcome at the end. I don't know, does that help?
No, that does, to be honest, because it was something that I was actually going to add to people. Because see, the biggest problem for me is a lot of these guys are actually aware of it. I don't recall actually speaking to yourself, which would kind of emphasise this point, but I lost my memory quite a while ago, and this is something that I would say to our viewers. I always had this mindset that I needed to have the perfectly scripted video so I knew exactly what I was going to speak about. But the problem with having a perfectly scripted video is you come across exactly that. You come across like it is scripted. There's no personality there. Your personality doesn't shine through because you're so focused on the actual script. And when I realised, once I actually got rid of that and focused on just shooting a video like what Aaron said, you know, when you did it with yourself and you did it with me, you kind of just shot the video and you're just in the moment, your personality shines through because you just can't help but do it because you're in the now. Whereas if you focus on the script, you're more thinking about what is it I'm supposed to say next, and people can pick up on that. And it's really bizarre, but that's the thing. It's your personality. That's the thing that people need to understand. It's your personality that people are attaching themselves to. Not, it is the content, of course, but it's the personality as well. And that's the thing. If you're taking your personality away from it, you're taking yourself away from it, and that is a big deal when it comes to marketing online. So, thank you very much for that.
Oh, huge, mate. Like, instead of trying to give so much information in one video, like you said, like, get your personality. You're selling yourself. Like, I always like put myself out there with heaps of energy and greatness. Like, hey, it's Alex. How are you going today? And I'll like just get really, really good energy. And I might give like 1 or 2 tips in a video, and I won't ramble on and on and on and on and on and on because sometimes I do that, and then I go, oh shit, I've freaking rambled for too long. But you are just trying to sell yourself. You're just saying, hey, I'm just a normal, everyday guy or girl or whatever you are. You just want to just don't flood people with information. That's a big thing because I used to do that. I used to spew on people, and as you said, like, don't be scripted at all. Just have like one outcome, and you might want to give you might give yourself some kind of outline or something. You might like write it on a wall and then just shoot your video as you're sort of watching it, or just like look around and sort of glance at something to remind you. But have just one outcome. Don't be scripted at all because people see right through that. They just see the bullshit.
Definitely.
I was gonna say something too. Is also when we are at our events, as David Wood said, you know, you can take pictures, but do the videos. Like I just saw Aaron's with my Cobs. You know how you did that, and you want to have a purpose in mind, but you want to make it natural because again, people could see through that whether you are, you know, fumbling or whatever. But then again, if you do have a little bit more natural delivery, people aren't going to be intimidated to think, oh my God, I have to be a professional. You know, when you got the lights, cameras, action, like a real actor, but they see us as real people. And I know when I go around to make my videos and I take my pictures that it's so spontaneous because that makes it really real. And the people that you're interviewing, you know, they don't have a script either. And I do kind of prep them what I want them to say right before I shoot the video, but you know, but then I just let them flow because you don't want to inhibit what they want to say either because then it becomes mechanical. It doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem to flow. But you know, and we all know why we're there. But my first event that I went to that I tell people about. And my husband went with me too. I had no idea of what to do. I didn't even take a picture. And there's one person that was online. She lives in Maine, and she's also in our business. And I did not take one picture of her. That's 5,000 miles away. You know, and we haven't met since. But I could have taken pictures. I could have taken a video. I could have done all that. So, of course, now what I do too before events, if there's anybody on my team or people like that, I have a little webcast that I had done, and I will send them things how to prepare for, and we've even done on here, we've even done a webcast here, a live cast about what to prepare for to take to our events. But doing videos and shooting them, they should be natural. That's how I think. And we're going, you know, we're so fast because there's so many people that are at the events that we want to interview. We may not get all of them all at one time, so we always try to make it short and concise and to the point, but yet, you know, let them flow as well. I haven't had one that went over 5 minutes, so, you know, but it's all fun. It's all fun.
Oh, it is. It's great fun, and like the less, the better, because like you want to like drip feed your Facebook wall and stuff with like 2-minute videos instead of 5 minutes because people lose interest. Like I've got a reputation around where I am right now that they call me freaking Dory because my mind's it's like, oh, there's a freaking something shiny over there. Like I'll only watch like 2-minute videos. If it's anything more than that, it's just like, yeah, nice video for the first minute, see you later. And so yeah, and leaders, they don't want to do like 5-minute videos. You're exactly right, Patricia. But I'm gonna actually drop something which is really cool that my good friend Sarita Cleese, who like is a big leader in our company, which she does, and she told me this is what you should really do if you ever get a chance to ever be around anyone else at a live event, is just take a quick photo. It doesn't have to be good, doesn't have anything, but if you're connecting with them on Facebook, if they comment on your wall or anything like that, if you just reply to that with a photo with you and them, that is absolute money right there. Because they say, hey, well, you're not just pretending you know them, you actually like high-fiving them or like have your arms around them or whatever. So like when you get to events, you got to at least take photos. Because I didn't do much in that first event when I met you guys first up, and I had like 4 or 5 different photos that were any good. So I strongly suggest to anyone, if you ever connect with anyone anywhere, just take a quick photo, and if you can, do a video. So yeah.
There is something I just wanted to add as well, because maybe you want to elaborate on this one a little bit, Andre, but it kind of emphasises the point about videos as well, because there is, in fact, Ian actually shot videos prior to meeting Andre back in October of 2014, and it was actually Andre who seeked out Ian and just said, hey, I've seen you shooting videos on Facebook. And it's like you kind of know more about that person without even ever meeting them, and you establish this kind of relationship or authority in some levels, and it's a great way to get people to know about you, and you get them to seek you out, as point proven with Andre seeking Ian out. He actually just went up to him and just said, hey, I've seen you on Facebook. Do you want to elaborate a little bit more on that, Andre?
Yeah, I would a little bit too, but I'm not gonna speak too much because I think the person that shot the video should more so. Alex, it's kind of funny, man, because literally, like, I think it was a month after we had met, this man right here sent a video, and I was just like, okay, because we were in the same team, we were on the same person, in the same team. I think it was his first video and whatnot, and it's kind of funny. As they say, the rest is history. I think we all. This is the reason why we're all here. He would kind of. It's the same thing like you. He'll be humble with it or whatever. He might even say, "I don't remember that." Kidding me, because the video I was able to just relate with him. I was like, "Oh, okay, sweet. I got somebody to relate with." And then, as I mentioned earlier, the rest is history. So, Ian, I'd rather have you go on your side, man. Even I don't want to take too much because I'm trying to put the spotlight more on Alex. Go ahead, man. So you want?
I've not got really that much to say about
that. And away we go. That's how we roll. Yes, it's funny. As I just mentioned though, Alex, that like literally, like I said, after we had met, a month after he had posted that video, it was the last day of the October event of 2014. It was that VIP event. He just looked at me like, what now? Now I gotta ask, since we mentioned that, have you done that yourself and had some people relate with you, maybe coming to events, within the last year? Maybe like Nashville or even a Vegas event. Have you shot a couple of videos where people came up to you like, hey, you're Alex Bender?
Since I've sort of taken this business seriously, I've sort of made myself present, okay? So everyone sort of knows Alex Bender. I don't know, like, it's just something that's like, I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make sure everyone knows me. So I've sort of done that. I don't even know how I did it. I just put myself like in the company chats. I'd always like comment and stuff, and I'd always reach out to people, all different leaders. I always just reached out and said, even actually last week, I sent a message to just a couple of people. I saw them online on Facebook, and I said, hey man, just thought I'd reach out and say, I think you're awesome. You're doing a great job. You really inspire the hell out of me. And I've been doing that for a long time. So people come up to me and I forget everyone's names, and I meet so many people. But everyone comes up, hey Alex, how are you? Good to see you again. Like from the Vegas event, and when I was in friggin' Nashville, and I was like, everyone looks familiar to me, but as I said, like I'm Dory. It's like, oh hey, how are you going? But yeah, like you got to put yourself out there. You got to get yourself known for other people to come up and want to have a chat to you and say, hey, I know this person. And I had that all through freaking Nashville. It was crazy. People were coming up taking photos because I'd wear, on the first day I wore this T-shirt. It was like hustle or be broke. And then everyone just loved that T-shirt. So I got like heaps of people taking photos of me with that T-shirt and stuff. So you got to get yourself known, put yourself out there. And like I sort of tried to do that in Vegas when went to the first event there. And I think I didn't good enough job of it for people to come up, and like hundreds of people seemed to know me at a month ago, and I was sort of a little bit blown away by that. But yeah, just put yourself out there and do crazy stuff.
It must be the hat. I'm just saying now.
Who else? Like seriously, what other there's Ian is a country guy himself in the UK, but I've put myself out there as Aussie hillbilly redneck because I am. Like I was brought up in the hills. I freaking run moonshine. I did like crazy stuff, right? And I always say that like if I can do this, because I am a hillbilly. I am a redneck. I like drive freaking trucks. I was like working on cattle farms, working big amazing construction. People go, why do you want to make money on the internet? And it's like, I don't want to freaking work on my hands. Like, if I break an arm, I'm out of a job. So I said, stuff it. I'm going to learn how to do it. I'm going to put my personality as much as I can, because I used to be a little bit reserved. I'd actually not speak to anyone. I didn't like people at all. And I just sort of had to get into personal development and grow and grow and grow. And I've got to a point now where I'm only just getting started. But, hey, what was I even talking about? That's how freaking ditzy I am right now. But yeah, anyone can do this, right? Because a hillbilly like me can do that. And we can connect with like crazy people from all around the world. And I absolutely love that. And what was I talking about, Andre? Because I cannot remember.
You're doing great. What are you talking about, man? Everything's flowing smoothly. What are you talking about? You guys are getting value from me there. Comment below.
No, but go for it, Ian. What was that, Ian?
No, it was me. I was just going to ask if I could. Is there one? What is it that's actually? I know we've been talking about video a lot, and that's because that's the best platform. That's the best thing you could be doing. Everybody uses video. That's what you need to be focusing on. But is there a particular platform, or is there a particular strategy or type of traffic that you're using that's enabled you to actually have like success more so than perhaps others? Like,
yeah, man. Really, at the end of the day, what I did was I listened to Dave Wood when he said how he got success. He wrote some blog posts on other companies and didn't bag them at all, didn't talk negative at all. And he got them to rank on Google. People would find them, and people would be seeing all these other negative bullshit blogs trying to say, hey, that company's shit, you got to join me. And he had other people, he'd say, no, those guys are great, you're going to stay with those, they're great, but like these are what you might need to do to succeed in this company or whatever, and if you wanted to get some more information about what I'm doing, connect with me. And so I listened to that. And so I wrote some blog posts, and we've got an amazing blog platform. Sorry. It is absolutely insane how good our blog platform is. And it's just so easy to use. So I just go, okay, well, I'm going to make a couple of blog posts that rank. I didn't even know how to rank a freaking blog post. I actually didn't. I followed a system when they said, okay, you just want to write a description about a company, give them some good feedback, embed a video. That's a good thing. So I embedded a couple of videos, link to other websites. I wasn't selfish, because if you're a selfish marketer, no one's going to find you. And just gave some love, got people to comment. I replied to the comments, and for some reason it ranked on Google, and I'm getting traffic from some of those blog posts. But that's how people come in to find me. But the big thing is connecting with me personally. Like, I shoot my own videos, and I give people information on my blog. So once they're on there, they cruise around my site, and they get to know me a little bit better. So yeah, so blogging is a big thing. Now, you want to find some way to get people to your blog. Now, I've found a couple of ways on using different platforms. Google is one, and there's all different kinds of ways, like StumbleUpon. I've got one blog post which has had probably close to 50,000 views from StumbleUpon alone. So that's a pretty ninja tip, actually. If you write something that is just cool, that everyone's going to want, and chuck it on StumbleUpon, because if people like it, they're going to keep on showing it to more and more people. So this one blog post is success quotes from Yoda, and so that little 900-year-old green man freaking makes me money, and I love that. And yeah, every time it's the 5th of, what is it? No, 4th of May, so may the 4th be with you, or whatever the hell that is. And every time Star Wars comes out with anything, my blog spikes again. And so you got to come up with different ways to get people to your website. And that's just a couple of little tips there. How's that?
That was quality.
I love that idea right there, Alex, because I mean, that's awesome. It's kind of like going with the trending news and making sure that if you write something that's relevant to it, and then say there's a movie sequel or something that comes out later, like what you just said, you can get a spike in traffic just from a post you did a while back, you know. And so, like, there's nothing but sequels coming out these days for all kinds of things. All these Marvel comics and DC comics, you know, movies and superhero movies, and you know, just sequel after sequel. And so, yeah, that's awesome stuff. I'd never thought of that before, so thank you for that.
Well, it was just by pure accident that this thing got heaps of traffic. It was like, I was just doing the 21-day blogging challenge, right? And it was just, oh no, I don't even know what day it was. It was like, oh man, what am I going to write about today? And then something came up with some crazy Yoda quote, and I thought, well, I'm going to just search for freaking Yoda quotes, and I just did a blog post on it, and that was me for the day. And then I just posted it on StumbleUpon, and then all of a sudden it just freaking went crazy. So the big thing is go out and just put content out there, and eventually something's going to stick. Because like, who would have thought that one blog post with a couple of Yoda quotes would do any good at all? Like, I wouldn't have thought that at all. But yeah, so just keep. If you want to do blogging as a strategy, which I think is absolutely brilliant, it's a little bit time consuming, and it does take a little while to get some kind of traction. But if you do something to your blog every day, you're going to get something out there which is going to be a little bit interesting to people. Like, I've got some friends that do like epic blog posts, and like they'll take a week to write them and everything, and yeah, they get ranked on Google, and they get ranked pretty quick. But no one wants to be reading a freaking novel on a blog post, and they'll get bored and they'll just go to someone else that's nice and quick. So I think just writing short little quick blog posts is great, because people just like a little bit of information, a video, all good. We've got the attention span of like nothing these days, so no one really wants to read something huge. So I don't know. So I've always been torn between writing big blog posts and everything, or just writing something short and quick. And I've come to the point where, like, I failed English in high school. I actually failed the bottom English in high school. So I really struggle with writing anything at all. and I hardly understand myself. So I find that just short little blog posts, they go pretty good. So that's one little tip that I have. Yeah, I don't know. And if you get anything that is good for people, like that they're on your site, so you might have something where you're giving some good information. You're going to have on the side of your blog all of these like recent posts and whatever. And if you've got some interesting stuff in there that people might want to actually see, they'll quickly click on it. And if it's not anything crazy long again, then they might read that and go, oh, that was cool. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? But if you're going to have heaps of big long ones, people just they'll leave your site pretty quick. That's my personal opinion anyway. So yeah, that's my tip for that.
Thank you very much for that. Like I said, like you said, you just throw stuff out there and you just see what sticks. So if you just write a ton of short blog posts, and those were the blog posts that got read the most over and above your long blog post, then obviously you do the short blog post because that's what your readers like. And that's the thing. It's like people don't need to think that they need to write a massive essay, and you don't have to have a specific, as you mentioned, you don't have to have a specific topic in mind. You just literally came up with one on the spot, and that turned out to be your best one. So it's one of those where you don't have to have everything perfectly in place, and that's something that I always had as well. I always thought I had to have everything perfectly in place. I always thought I needed to know everything, and you have these sort of perceptions that you need to have everything in place. You need to know more, and it's just not the case. Learn something, teach it, and just send it out there, because there's so many other people that are looking for that information, and that's how you get your people interested. And like Alex just shared with us and StumbleUpon, that's one thing I've definitely been doing. And did you say 50,000 people have actually seen it?
I haven't checked it in a few months, but it was, I think, 45 or 46,000 last time I checked. So I just every time anything Star Wars comes up, it keeps on spiking. So it's really good.
Can I just ask when that was actually when you actually posted that? Not to be specific, but was it like a couple of months ago?
Oh shit, no. This was last year. I wrote it in January. I threw it in StumbleUpon probably in about March or April last year. And I was blown away by it, and I didn't know how to monetize it. It was like I was getting all this traffic. It was like 1,000 people a day, and I was going, how the hell am I going to monetize this? And I couldn't work out how to do it initially. I put pop-ups. I did call to actions down the bottom. But at the end of the day, I just made it a little bit more natural, and the odd person resonated with it, and liked it. So now I really don't know if it'll ever stop. I actually haven't checked the traffic lately. It might have completely stopped now, but yeah, close to 50,000 hits from StumbleUpon, and it's pretty cool. I really love StumbleUpon.
That's it, and that's a couple of thousand a month at least, just from that one blog post.
Yeah,
that is absolutely crazy. Just that one blog post, and that's the point, because it was, pardon me for saying, it wasn't even anything specific. It was just an idea that you came up with, and you wrote something, and it's got 50,000. So it's like the potential there in itself is absolutely incredible. And like I say, you managed to get it ranked. You managed to get it ranked, didn't you, on Google as well?
It's not ranked at all. I don't know. I don't think it gets ranked. All I did was I just threw it on StumbleUpon. I didn't write much on it. All I did was I copy and pasted a lot of quotes, and then at the bottom I just wrote a paragraph. It's like, I love Yoda. Click below if you do too, or something like that. It was crazy. And that there alone proves how you can actually, anybody can do like online marketing with just a blog and like zero marketing. Like me personally, I don't spend much money on marketing. And actually really annoys some marketers that go, shit, you've made how much this year? And what, you spent like $200 on marketing? It's like, yeah. Like, people just don't understand that you can use social media, you can use blogging and all that, and it doesn't have to be overly time consuming. but you just need to strategize it a little bit, and things like StumbleUpon that just kind of constantly just tick over a little bit of stuff all the time. I think the one thing with StumbleUpon, I don't know if you guys know what it is at all. I know, Neil, you do, but a lot of people don't know it at all. They disregard it, but there's a lot of traffic on there. But they'll only show stuff which other people are going to like. So it has to be like a good, catchy headline. And lists are really good, but interesting lists. Like I've got a friend of mine had like 40,000 or 50,000 views from one blog post that was some crazy. It was something about procrastination, but I'll get to it later. And it was just a really cool headline, and that's the reason why she got so much traffic. And so that's the thing. If you want to do blogging and you want to do it on StumbleUpon, you want to make sure it's interesting. Don't just put anything on there, because people don't like crappy stuff on StumbleUpon. They want catchy stuff, and they get through it really quick. And if they like it, StumbleUpon loves that because they advertise on there. So if other people like it, they'll give it to more people, and more and more and more and more and more people. It's really cool.
No, that's awesome. Thank you very much for the tip. And yeah, guys, just make sure you're using that tip, because 50,000 people, that's a lot of traffic. So just make sure that's one blog post. 50,000. If you was doing a blog post a day, the potential there is absolutely huge. So that one tip alone, guys, is just absolutely huge. Make sure you're using that, and I'll definitely be using that from now on, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. Like Alex was saying, it just, you get an idea that sparks at a random moment, and just write something about it. I mean, a lot of times people are so serious when they get online about, they want this end result. They focus on the end result, but really, like, you got to think about what people are online for. Why are they online? They're on there to be distracted. They're on there to basically get away from the things that are bugging them with their daily lives, whether they're at a job or whatever they're doing. They're there to be, they want to get online to be entertained too. We all do. We all get online, and it's a lot of times it's for entertainment as well. So by doing the whole Yoda quotes, I mean, that's gonna spark a lot of interest, because there's a lot of Star Wars fans out there, including myself. So I'm gonna check out that blog post myself. So
I'll send you the link to it later on if you want to check that out, man. It's all good. What was it called? Wise words from a 900-year-old green man, or something like that. I can't really remember. But no, that's good. And yeah, we're online to have a bit of fun and to solve people's problems and entertain, like you said, Aaron. And it's just if you can put stuff out there that people want to see. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's in video format, if it's in a blog post, if it's in an audio, whatever. Like, you don't want to be boring. That's the whole thing. And I see so many online marketers, or they call themselves online marketers, and like they'll get in front of a video camera and they'll go, "Hi, my name is Alex, and I help people make money on the internet." And that's as boring as batshit, and no one's going to want to connect with you. So you want to just put yourself out there, get a bit of personality, and sorry about that, but you just want to actually just go out there and entertain people, and that's the whole thing. And like, just come up with different ideas. Like, as marketers, we just want to help people, and to help them, we want to get their attention somehow. And I do it by being a little bit off the wall crazy, wearing cowboy hat inside, swearing a little bit when I probably shouldn't, and that's just get out there, do stuff, and just have a lot of fun. Because I have a lot of fun on this, man. Like, I seriously have a lot of fun online. I actually have a lot more fun than I used to do.
I was gonna say, Alex, it doesn't look like that you were afraid to make videos at all. I mean, I know we all had to start from zero, and then we had to find our personality. We had to find out who we are. So let's face it, how many of us practice? Like when we were little kids, if you had a microphone, we thought we were, well, yeah, I'm older than Beyonce, but I had blonde braids at one time, So I could tell you a story about that one time with the police and pulling me over thinking I'm Beyonce. But that's, like I said, that's a different story. But we all had to find ourselves, or we're afraid that other people, what are they going to think about us? Are we overacting? Are we underacting? Or whatever. We have to find what's comfortable for us. And then sometimes that may take us a while to find our style, to find our alter ego or other character, but we want to come off as warm-hearted. We want to come off as loving, helping someone, and without being too fake or phony. You know what I'm saying? Because people will see through that. And just like when we have our live shows, every Friday we're on here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and people can hop on all throughout the world. They can see who we are as personalities. They can say, I want to join Aaron, or I want to join Ian, or Andre, or Neil, or myself, based on our personalities, because we shine through this. And like I said, how many people when we were little, we're on the microphone and we're practicing, and we are singing. I can't sing, but we're doing all of that in front of a mirror. And when I do make my videos, sometimes if I do have to go by a script that we have to say, sometimes I'll go over that once in like 2 or 3 times. I'll go over that script, but then all of a sudden I've remembered it, and it doesn't have to come out word for word. You just fly with it. Half the time I put the script down and I say, oh, what the heck? I've got enough of the gist of the story of how to get through to the message through to what I'm trying to say to people, and they go for it. I had 2 people sign up yesterday into my business. So, based on, I did a video right before the live stream, and boom. So we know it works. We know the strategies work. So just do it, right? Just take that action and get in there, and you got your little camera there, turn it on yourself. Because I didn't know how to do a selfie. My upline had to show me how to blog, how to do a lot of stuff. But now I whip this thing out and I just go for it.
Oh, for sure. Hey, the first video I ever did was when I was with the other company that I was part of, and I actually had a script. I wrote down a script, but as I said, I've got an attention span of Dory, so I actually remembered one line, and then I turned the camera off, and then I remembered another line. And the way I thought was a little bit genius. It's a little bit funny. It's hilarious. I've still got this video. I actually had like 15 different hats, right? And this actually was how I started doing hat stuff as well. I'd say one line, and then I'd change hats, and then I'd sort of just morph that video, transition into the next one where I'd say the next line, and then I'd say the next line with a different hat. So it just freaked people out. And I had no idea that was actually a really good marketing tactic for someone that had never done video ever before. It was the first video I've ever done online. But that started me on a journey because I just went out and I did it. And as you said, Patricia, just be yourself, be honest, just be you. And that's what it's all about, just being yourself. And to start with, yourself online is a little bit nervous. I was a little bit more than a little bit nervous. And this is actually the first hangout I've done on this kind of thing. So I was a little bit nervous as well coming on this, but I don't know. I think the coffee might have kicked in or something. But yeah, it's you just got to go out there and just do it. And yeah. That's my whole call to action. Just go out there and do stuff. That's it. Just keep on doing things, and it'll work. It really will.
That's perfect, man. Yeah, that was perfect what you just mentioned. Because think about what he's sharing the last few minutes, as far as getting over yourself, which is personal development. Keeping it simple. You keeping it real simple. You gave me a couple breakthroughs, Alice, and you know this too from me watching me doing videos as well, via Periscope. I like to I like to have fun as well too. But he might have said entertain people, but on the real, he's still giving out value for the people within his audience. That's another thing too. But as he just mentioned, let them know that who you are, as a real person. Let them know that if you maybe had some type of issues having a heart attack or whatever, you know, or you're in the middle of a season or whatever, had an injury. Who does those kind of things? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, look, people know who you are. You know, so keeping it simple. And then you got favorite movies. You know, go ahead and blog about those. You know, like what Aaron shared too, as far as like, you know, like you got the Marvel movies coming out, you got the DC comic movies coming out. Then the Turtles came out today, so you know the list goes on and on and on as well. And then let's talk about blogging about it. You can go down below and say yes, let me in. You can go to that too, and just lock arms with us too. Then you got your blog platform. See, it's a win-win across the board too, and you can still get a chance to relate with us because this is what you're going to see. You're going to see people that are just real people, you know, just want to just help out and just have fun too. And so I'm glad that you shared that, Alex. My goodness, you gave me so many breakthroughs as well, man, as far as keeping it simple. You kind of like dumped it down for me even personally, so I'm like, oh, I'm really going to take advantage of that. So I really appreciate you coming out here, though, man. So talking about all the nervous stuff, you know, I said in the beginning, he's going to be real humble as it is, but, you know, he's known a handful of us on here for months now. I know we've known each other personally for almost 2 years. So I don't know how I can get nervous when you know somebody on there, too. I just kind of just be like, lay it out, relax, whatever. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I know everybody else does on here, too, Alex, what you share, man. I've been, like I said, it's been a long time coming, man. My goodness. And it's kind of funny because we said this before. Also, another thing, too, before we got underway here, we're coming from literally 4 different time zones right here. And it's just kind of cool that, you know, just make it happen, too. And I've been trying to get this guy out here for the longest, too. And he's doing the same thing with me, too. So we've just been missing, you know, just missing the connection. But I'm glad that he came on this evening. My goodness. And I don't know if you have anything else, too, or anybody else has anything to ask, or Alex as well.
One more thing. So Alex, how can people come find you? Like, do you you've mentioned your blog multiple times. How does somebody get a hold of you if they want to reach out to you?
To reach out with me, just on Facebook is the main thing, really. Yeah, just Alex Bender 1980. That's my Facebook thing, and I'm there. If you want to get on my blog, it's createfreedom.com.au. Or I've got a new one, which I'm inviting all of you guys to be part of my show at some point. I don't care if you don't drink beer, you're going to drink beer on this show. This is called Beer with Bender. And it's all we do is we sit down, we crack a beer, we have a chat, and have just like goes for 15, 20 minutes, or shit, if it goes for half an hour, it goes for half an hour. It's just a really cool show. And it's a non-pitch event. We just go in there, have a chat, and I just love chatting to entrepreneurs like you guys. So I'm inviting every single one of you onto my show. Anyone out there that wants, it's an entrepreneur that wants to jump on my show, reach out to me. But yeah, that's how you can connect with me.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
And I've been meaning to get you on there, Aaron. We've been talking about it for freaking months. So we've got to make this happen next week.
I was just going to add my 2 cents and saying, you know, I'm getting the big message. I've just kind of been listening through this hangout and getting the big message of just do it, just shoot videos and get yourself out there. But I know you touched on it as well, is getting on purpose and really having those set intentions. So I was just, you know, curious about what your intentions are now, Alex, moving forward, and you know, just getting a little bit clarity to people watching about what those things are.
Well, my intentions, do you mean like what over the next, like 3 months or something like that? Is that what you mean, Ian? Or?
Yeah, exactly. What are your goals? What are you looking to do now? I mean, the business, it seems like it's going well and you're having a lot of fun doing that, but what are you looking to do progressing forward? What's your own personal vision?
Well, it's funny because going into the Nashville event, I had this idea of just having a little bit of a breakthrough, maybe stepping my game up a little bit. But I just started reading the book, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, and I'd only just started getting into it. And by through there, and I was still reading as I was at the event because I do that every day. And by the end of it, I was like, I'm going to 10X my freaking goal. And I actually, going into the Nashville event, I thought, okay, yeah, I'm going to set a goal to make $10,000 a month. And as I was reading the book and everything like that, you got a 10 extra goal. So I said, stuff it. I'm going to go for $100,000. And it was just crazy. It was crazy. And so once I got home, I just stepped my game up and I just pushed hard. And I didn't go anywhere near the 100,000. Actually, didn't hit 10,000. But I had the best month I ever had last month, ever in online, because I 10x'd and I just had a vision of going for it. So now my vision is to do a little bit more traveling. I want to just get out there and travel the world a little bit more and help a lot more people, get my team succeeding, get them going in there and really them making sales and them creating their own freedom. That's my goal right now, is to get in the trenches with my team and help them create success. So for me, it's not a monetary thing, and now it's more of something to help my team. Yeah, so that's what I'm all about right now, is just connecting with people and just, I'm not going to let everyone just join my business. I actually go through an interview process where I'm only going to be working with people that are serious about their business, and yeah, and just lock arms with them and just work with them. So that's my goal right now.
Yeah, and if you're ever over in the UK and you want to check out other people's places and farms in particular, then hit me up on Messenger. But the point is, of what I originally spoke again for is, oh damn, I forgot. You know, when you're waiting for the exact moment to cut in, guys, and then the anticipation is building up, and you're about to say something, and then it just cuts out.
I get it all the time. I'm just about to say something about this, like, damn, I forgot it. All the time.
Because it's late for you guys over there. It's like, what, 12 o'clock now?
Yeah, it's 10 past 12 our time. And you know, I just want to say the one thing for me is what I've got from Alex is transparency is absolutely key, and that's the message. Don't be thinking that you need to be the leaders out there. There's already one of them. So wherever you're trying to be, you know, our leader David Wood or Ray Higdon, Mike Gillard, Frank Kern, all these leaders are already out there. Don't try to be them because there's already one of them. There's only room for one of you. You need to be yourself, and that's possibly the one thing that you're missing from what's ready to take you to the next level. You know, one of our leaders, his name's Mike Hobbs, and he actually says the one thing that you're actually refusing to do is usually the one thing that's actually stopping you from breaking through. And all you need to do is that could just be that one thing, and that's just applying your personality and not being frightened to actually show yourself. And that's often, that was another holdback. I had so many holdbacks, it was unbelievable, but these kind of things were what were holding me back. But once you sort of just step into that and just don't accept it and just move forward, it's a whole new world. So just step into it, embrace it, and you'll be surprised at the results. So that was my biggest breakthrough. So yeah, thank you for that, Alex.
No worries. This has been a whole lot of fun, guys. This is a whole lot more fun than I was even planning. I knew it was going to be good, but man, this has been great.
I know. I worried him, and I gotta apologize. I was the one that kind of built it up like a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Hey man, the Sunday remind me to come on." We've been messing each other. We've been doing this, like I said, for well over a year. And I was like, I'll felt kind of bad because I was trying to help him remind him to come on, but at the same time, I was like, hoping not building up like anything as far as like any pressure on him. I was like, oh, he's got it. That's the reason why they call him the Thunder from Down Under, and he just shared with you a whole bunch of the thunder for this evening. So I'm glad he did.
I was going to say something too. I learned that something new. This was your first time being on a hangout like this, but you have your other ones where people have beer with Binder. Is that a Google Hangout as well, you said?
Yeah, well, it's a Google Hangout, but I just record it, I edit it, and then I post it on my blog.
Ah, got it. Okay, now I understand. All right. So So if we flub up, you can edit it out. That's a good thing.
Yeah, no, it's just a fun little show. I just like to. I haven't done one in a couple of months, so I really should get back into it. It's a fun show, and it's helped me do a lot more video and a lot more confidence. Like actually, this year I've sort of stepped up my game with video, and it's actually doing some kind of online show has actually helped me a lot. And I find because I'm more relaxed when I sit down having a chat and having a beer with someone. So my whole thing was, well, why not have an online beer? It's really weird, but it's pretty cool.
See, you've branded yourself, and you've created your own little niche per se there, and people can join you who like that, and eventually get talking and see if they wanted to join your business or not. And that's a good thing, because we all have our little how do you say, niches that we have, and that's what attracts people, attraction marketing. So yeah, I didn't know that about you. See, that's something that I did not know, so I'm glad that we had this wonderful interview. And Andre said that you had to go because you have to go, and we don't want to hold you up, but for me, Alex, meeting you before, and actually I sat next to you too at the event. That time I took a picture of you. So when I get off this webinar, I'm gonna post that and put the link for other people to see the replay of this fabulous thing, and they can their fears can be allayed of doing their videos. So it's possible that it can be done.
Yep. Once again, Alex, appreciate you coming on here this evening, man. Appreciate you. And if you got value from what he shared, again, just comment below. Or comment below if you got tremendous value from what he shared. I'm so glad. I'm so glad he came on. Like I said, it's been a long time coming. So that being said, we'll see you same time, same place next week. So with that being said, we'll look forward to seeing you on the inside. See you then.
Take it easy, guys.